welcome to TiElogues, where we celebrate the spirit of entrepreneurship. And today we are talking to Daya Prakash, founder of Talent on Lease. Welcome, Daya. Good to have you. Tell us about the birth of the idea. How did Talent on Lease start its journey?
Sure. Thank you so much, first of all, for inviting me to this session today. Uh, just to give you a little context about how the journey of Talent Only started. I'll take you back to 2010, 2011, when I was serving one of the top MNC in consumer durable home appliance industry in India, in the topmost position, and I was handling the entire IT operation as CIO of the company. I was faced with the challenge that how do I grow further from here? And I had a candid conversation with my head of HR at that point of time. And the only way we could figure out that I could grow in my career staying in the same company was to shift abroad. And I have never wanted to settle abroad, and that's the reason that that made me think on that particular day what could be the alternate option. And one of the options that I had in my mind at that point of time was take a plunge and jump into the bandwagon of entrepreneurship. There were two, three things I clearly saw at that point of time emerging. One, on-demand economy. The second was personalization, and I said that having this vast experience in the field of information technology, I could use effectively my experience and perhaps provide value to small medium enterprises which were like thriving at that point of time and clearly lacked the digital footprint, because majority of such businesses were brick and mortar model. And that's when I started in 2013 this small consulting firm of mine, extending services, CIO on demand services to small medium enterprises. And I ran that for almost 4 years, 5 years, uh, you know to realize that I was not able to scale my venture. And there were many reasons, and I wouldn't like to go in detail. But the simple thing was that each of this customer who had engaged me wanted my personal time, whether it is strategy to planning to execution. They wanted everything to be done by me, and suddenly I found myself in a position where I was working in multiple companies as opposed to one company. And that's where the whole journey of Talent Only started, where I started speaking to my friends that I'm really not able to scale my venture, and I really want to work on some ideas that I can scale, build teams around, and a great growing business. And those friends of mine are my some of them, of those friends of mine are my co-founders now and Talent on Lease. So that's how the journey started of Talent on Lease.
Okay, so tell us what makes your company stand out from the other businesses present in the sector.
Sure. So, Bushra, as I said, that I was contemplating on a scalable business, keeping an on-demand, trend in mind, economy in mind. When we were discussing, all my co-founders today, they come in from, IT service background. So, one thing which was very clear to all of us in our experience of over like almost 2.5 or 3 decades each, that we had seen industry face the biggest challenge in shortage of quality tech talents availability, right? So the situation was such, or has been such, that it's very difficult to find quality tech talent. So that's something that was very clear to our mind, that this is the problem or the challenge that industry is facing, is is something that we want to put a solution around. So that's something that we wanted to address. Now, we clearly had two paths. If we go traditional, there were clearly two paths that we could have taken. One was typical IT service company. The second was becoming a staffing and recruitment company. And there were plenty of such companies, and we did not have anything fresh to offer to our clients if we had chosen any one of these paths. And that's where we thought, on this, as to what we should be doing. How do we create that differentiator? What is the innovative approach? What is the game changing solution that we can come up with? And that's when, the talent on lease was born, as a concept that we said that talent on lease is going to be a platform that is going to serve the customers for providing techies on demand. So, that's the concept that we have. We are a B2B platform. We work with IT service companies and staffing and recruitment companies as in partners of ours, and cater to the demands that we have from our various customers that belong to, from small, medium, large enterprises to even startup ecosystem. And within startup ecosystem, we are serving who's who of today, be it fintech industry, health tech industry, ed tech industry, travel tech industry. We have a customer in almost all segments today.
Okay, talking about customers, tell us about your first customer acquisition and having your first business partner on board, and how do you outreach to your stakeholders and your customers?
Sure, sure. As I said, that the whole industry was facing this big challenge of shortage of quality tech talent. We were very, very clear in our mind that demand is not something that's a big deal for us, right? Generation of demand is not something that was a very, very big deal for us. But I think having a robust supply, where we could promise our customers, or at least assure our customers that through this platform they are going to get access to the quality tech talent. That's something that was something that we wanted to address first. So obviously our search for customer began later than our search for business partners. And we reached out to companies, IT service companies, started talking to their founders. And my discussion with over maybe 100 people, hundreds of such founders, uh, clearly gave me an insight that IT service industry was facing two big challenges from a cost point of view. One is the infrastructure cost, and the second was human resource cost. So post COVID, the infrastructure cost got adjusted to an extent that it is no more the highest cost for IT service company, but the highest cost for IT service company is the human resource cost. So when these resources, or the candidates, or the employees of the company, they come on bench when the project gets over, and they are the employees who have proven track record to which these companies do not want to let go. That becomes the biggest challenge, pain point for these IT service companies. So that's where talent on lease comes in handy, where they always have a demand from various customers in various sectors that I spoke about, that we do a matchmaking between this spare capacity of a particular partner with the demand of a particular client. So, I think what we did initially worked very, very, very hard on acquiring the business partners, you know, making that understanding with them that how talent on lease could potentially help them. One, effective utilization of their spare capacity. Two, also generate new business for them. So, a clear opportunity for growth for these small, medium, IT service companies. So when we had this whole ecosystem ready with us, and we had a pool of resources which were like pre-assessed, pre-screened, that gave us the confidence to then go to the customers and say that you are figuring out where to find the right talent at right time, at right cost, which is our motto as talent on lease. and here is the pool of supply that we have, and you can perhaps look at this pool and see if we can find the right candidate or right candidates that you're looking for. So that's how kind of the whole thing started, where we acquired our first few set of business partners and first few set of customers.
Okay, great. So tell us in this journey some challenges that you faced and how did you deal with them?
Sure. So I think you would appreciate, Bushra, that we as Talent on Lease, we are a platform, right? And when we say that we are a platform, it brings a lot of responsibilities on our shoulder from both sides, right? Whether it is our partner ecosystem, whether it is our client ecosystem. So both sides. So the whole idea of putting together this platform was that we kind of create a trust and authenticity and credibility in the overall interaction between the two sides. So this basically is the fundamental of a particular platform, or talent on lease in this case. And some of the challenges that we faced, we face challenges on all sides, right? So typically take any stakeholder. So we face challenges on our business partner side, we face some challenges on our client side, we face some challenges with regards to the candidate who got deployed, we face challenges even internally at Talent on Lease in terms of lack of maybe strong policies in the initial era. So all these challenges that we had to kind of face and find a solution towards it. All this time, there is only one thing that had been our our core this thing, value proposition, which is try and create a very very authentic, credible, trustworthy experience for all the stakeholders, so that the stakeholders are willing to come and work together and collaborate in such a way that it provides an opportunity for mutual growth to all of us.
Cool. So, challenges we spoke about. Tell us your aha moment where you felt that sense of success that you're doing it right.
So it's a very very tough question, to tell you the biggest aha moment, because there are many, and I feel so satisfied today having taken this entrepreneurship plunge that I cannot tell you in words. But let me tell you some of the biggest moment that I kind of enjoy, because that gives me a lot of confidence and a lot of satisfaction in terms of what we had thought of in terms of putting together this platform. When we conceptualize this talent on lease versus how it has been, how it has turned out for our customers, for our partners, various stakeholders. So give you a couple of examples here.
Yeah, please
um,
share.
I was talking to the other day. I was talking to the CHRO of tier one IT service company. Okay, and the best thing I pick up from the gentleman was that he said that we have over 300 or 400 partners who are engaged with us today. But if I am given the opportunity by my management that I will get rid of all my partners and engage only with talent on lease, because talent on lease as a powerful platform, a network, gives me ability to hire talent on the go, on on almost immediate basis, right?
Hmm.
So that's the power I get. And you know coming such words from the CHRO of tier one company gives you such a great confidence and such a great satisfaction that I cannot tell you.
Wow,
Let me
that's
share the second example with you. This is a IT service company, emerging IT service company, having almost 1,000 plus people on their roles. This company, we got in discussion with this company, and this company mentioned to us that there is a customer of theirs who's looking for a POC to be done, and that POC would be say about 1 month old exercise, and post which the customer would decide that whether they want to give that particular project to this company or not, right? And it was very very difficult for this company to hire a resource for 1 month, and all the other resources of theirs, thanks to pandemic, were super busy, and this company was not able to acquire new customer, even though they had clear opportunity with them. So when they got in touch with Talent on Lease, we had a discussion. We took their requirements from them, and immediately from our pool we gave them resource, couple of resources to select from, and the whole exercise took just 2 days, and they could figure out one person with whom they wanted to start this pilot project. End of third week, we get a news from the customer saying that their end customer has agreed to give this project to them. So this resource is not going to be engaged only for 1 month, but this resource is going to engage on an ongoing basis for at least a year or so, and they could acquire a large project, crack the deal of multi-million dollar project. So that's another example. Third example, there is this fintech company. I got in touch with them, spoke to their COO, and he mentioned that we are looking for immediately about 200 resources to be hired, and out of those 200, I really don't want to build that capacity all by myself, but I want to uh, look for an partner ecosystem who can come and quickly provide me at least 50 resources.
Mhm.
And I said that how about exploring some of the talent pool that we have. And he said that let's do this, that if I start interviewing process and everything, it's going to take really a long cycle, but how about coming up with an innovative model where you have a talent pool, I have a definite need. What if you deploy certain people from your pool on basis of a, a, a 15 days trial, and if in 15 days trial they are able to kind of show us that kind of a confidence, that and ability, that we want to kind of retain them, we will go for signing up long term contract with you. And if they fail to kind of qualify on our expectation in terms of what we expect from them in terms of the technical skills and the ability, we just return them back to you, and we have absolutely zero impact of it on our brand. And this was the exercise done so beautifully that we could engage almost, out of those 50, we couldn't cater to 50, but we could cater to 30, 35. Right. So that's another example that I wanted to share. One more example that I want to share with you is that of a edtech company. We met the CEO of this company, and the CEO of this company said that I don't want to. So I know that Talent on Lease is a very powerful platform from where I can get access to techies, but my experience of hiring these techies through this platform or maybe through vendor ecosystem has not been great, right? So if you as Talent on Lease can help me out to identify a particular company in your network, which is about say about 100 people company, I would definitely like to explore an opportunity to buy out that company. And we said that what is going to be your requirement, and he shared this is going to be my requirement, and we discussed 1 or 2 years horizon with him. And we said that you will acquire the company, which is going to be a great thing in, let's say, first 1 or 2 years, but thereafter do you have any plans, how do you utilize these resources and all that. And that point stuck to him, and he said, is there a way that I can leverage the power of Talent on Lease and get access to maybe resources on the fly and on an immediate basis. And that's what had happened with Talent on Lease. Last example that I would like to quote here is that of a healthcare organization which is US based, and they wanted to set up a delivery center here in India. So we got in touch with the senior management here in India, and we started discussions. So they were already in discussion with likes of tier one companies. You can imagine in IT service industry. And then they were facing this challenge that the turnaround time was so high that they were like not sure whether they'll be able to start India setup soon or not. One, two, would they always, they have sufficient people to serve, or it's going to be incremental kind of thing, hire one resource, every 1 week basis, and it takes them 1 year to kind of put together a basic minimum number of team members to start the India operations. So that's when they got in touch with Talent on Lease, and within 3 weeks journey, we could give them the bare minimum numbers that they wanted to have to start their India operations. And now they are actually in phase two, where they are thinking of growth and everything else. But they have dealt with the basic challenges of putting up a team in place. So I mean, these are some of the examples that I really wanted to share with you. That when I remember these examples, gives me a lot of satisfaction.
This is
That
real
we are
creating
on
the
the right
impact.
track.
Yeah,
This
this
is
is
the
the real
impact that we have been
this is
able
the
to
impact
create.
that you can see. That's great, Daya. So, as since you've been an entrepreneur for long, Daya, tell us what would be your advice to the new founders. What are some, top three habits that an entrepreneur should have to make it successful?
Sure, sure. And I'll not say that what should be. So it's not going to be a preaching though, but something that I fundamentally believe in, right? Certain values that I fundamentally believe in, and those are very very simple. Those are very very simple, right? So
Yeah, yeah, that's what we
the
want to know. Yeah,
absolutely.
that is what we want to know. Your advice to the new founders.
Absolutely, absolutely. So there are, there are three things that I would like to share with you. The first habit that any entrepreneur should have, which I believe very strongly, is have a common sense, right? Many a times I've seen that people taking entrepreneurship plunge and working on an idea which they feel that there is a huge need in the market, right? So the whole market fitment is not done well before taking the plunge. So my advice to any budding entrepreneur would be that when they decide to take an entrepreneurship plunge, they should evaluate the idea, they should evaluate the need for the idea in the market. And the simple most thing to do so is to try and launch this idea in a pilot version, and see if there are takers to that idea who are willing to pay, rather than you saying that I am going to give you this idea with so much of a freebies and stuff like that because I want to create that market. That's another strategy, but that stands true for maybe 1 or 2% of businesses. The 98%, 99% businesses are based on the fundamentals, where you have a business idea, where there are takers for that particular idea. The problem that you are trying to solve is a genuine problem, and people are willing to pay for the value that you are going to create. So, the first advice I would give is to have common sense. The second advice that I would like to give would be perseverance, right? Once you have identified a problem area, and you know that there are takers for this idea, which means there are people who are willing to pay for the solution or the value that you bring to the table for them to solve a particular problem. There are going to be hard times, there are going to be highs and lows, right? And almost everyday basis you would be challenged by the situation, circumstances, that is this idea worth pursuing, right? But if you found fundamental answer as yes in the first habit, which is the common sense that I spoke about, stick around on this particular idea. Times would change only if you are consistently pursuing that particular habit or that particular idea. Eventually you will see the success. Success does not come in short term. Success is a long term game. It doesn't happen overnight. If it happens overnight, don't try and solve the problems. Go buy a lottery ticket. That would be my advice. The third, the habit that I wish to talk about is that as an entrepreneur, one should be a student of life. He should or she should be ready to learn through the life. And somebody who says that I know it all and it's time to apply and I don't need to learn anything further or anything more, I think you're not going to be successful in the long run unless you have this habit of continuous or constant learning, that you take yourself to the next level, because every day the competition is catching up faster than you can think of. So to stay ahead of the competition, to stay as leader in the competition, you have to keep learning, you have to keep implementing, keep experimenting, keep failing fast, but making sure that you've implemented your learnings in such a way that you create a huge mileage for yourself as a business or as an entrepreneur. So these are like three simple advices I would like to give, Bushra. So common sense, have perseverance, and be a lifelong learner.
Thanks so much, Daya. Those are very relevant lessons. Um, you have been associated with TiE Delhi-NCR for a while. Tell us how this association has helped you in your entrepreneurial journey.
I would say I would like to start with one single line saying that whatever I am today as an entrepreneur, as talent on lease, it was not possible without the contribution of TiE Delhi-NCR. So let me admit that. Let me say that first, right? Uh, as I mentioned, TiE Delhi-NCR has played a very vital role in getting us to a point where we are today as talent on lease, and the avenues that we are looking at in times to come, as goals to be achieved by us, is all possible by active contribution of TiE. I still remember running this organization, and as I mentioned that I was the CIO of a company and handling primarily the IT function. So that's probably the best knowledge I had. I had a bit of knowledge of finance. I had never done sales because my job was to work majorly with the internal stakeholders. So I was not very good at sales and business development. But what has happened is that when I joined this program offered by TiE, which is Venture Studio, and I was the member in cohort one. uh, I got so much of a learning about a 360 degree of how to run a company. So I was probably good at certain aspect, but not all. And I was not even aware of certain aspects, right? So this program really helped me gain or acquire knowledge around so many areas, which matters a lot when you run a business. Because then you're not going to, as an entrepreneur, you cannot say that I'm good at only one thing or maybe only a couple of things. You have to be good. Minimum, you should be knowing all the things that are required to run a successful business. So that was the knowledge that I acquired from this Venture Studio program, thanks to all the mentors who participated in the program, thanks to TiE Delhi NCR management for kind of conceptualizing that particular program and making especially us as part of this particular program. So a huge respect for TiE for the innovative approach that they have demonstrated, and the strong ethos of TiE, which is a community which is such close knit that it gives you a feeling of one family, right? So when I'm as an entrepreneur, it's a lonely journey. So whenever you feel that there are times that you need to tackle effectively, you always know that there is someone out there as your TiE family member that you can reach out to and deal with that particular situation very, very effectively. So, I mean, all thanks to TiE Delhi-NCR for, or for kind of playing a pivotal role, a vital role in the journey of talent on leaves, which continues. So our association continues. So today I'm also the charter member of TiE Delhi NCR, and as well as we are also the associated with TiE NCR in much deeper ways to kind of work together as a community to bring value for each other, and perhaps create a value for the ecosystem where the entrepreneurs, budding entrepreneurs, and all of us put together could not just survive but thrive. And that's the whole. I think the credit, the whole credit goes to TiE Delhi NCR. Don't
Thank you
have
so much.
you know many words to kind of explain my gratitude for TiE Delhi NCR and the help that I would have, or the the value that I would have drawn from it. But I just wish that I am also able to kind of give back to TiE community, TiE ecosystem in some ways that it takes all of us long way.
Thank you so much, Daya, for your kind words. And of course, the intent is to together fuel the spirit of entrepreneurship. Thank you so much for your time, Daya. Thanks a lot.
Most welcome. Thank you so much for the opportunity once again. Had a wonderful time. Have a great time, great day. Thank you so much, Bushra. See you soon.